This video is about the 8 elements of thought for Dr. Sievers, SPED 4300. So I'm going to first tell you the 8 elements of thought, which is purpose, question at issue, the information, the interpretation or inference, the concepts, the assumption, implications or concerns, and then point of view and assumptions. So what I'm first going to describe is the points of view, or the purpose. And what you want to do is you want to state it clearly. You want to choose a significant and realistic purpose, and state the objective of the purpose. Also, for purpose, you want to make sure that your audience knows what the purpose is. The next one is going to be question at issue. And again, you want to say it clearly for your audience and make sure that it's precise. You want your audience to know whether you're asking a historical, scientific, ethical, economic, social, or political question. Can you explain the question? And also, can you break the question into sub-questions? Moving on to the third element, it's information. You want to make sure that you gather sufficient and relevant information. You want to, you need to know if you need to gather more information and how this information applies to what you're looking for. And then also, is the information that you've already gathered accurate to what you're trying to find? The next one is interpretation and inference or inference. You want to infer only what the evidence implies. You want to ask yourself how you should interpret the data that you've gathered, and then ask yourself what you're basing your reasoning off of, as in inferring and interpreting. Also, are there any other conclusions that you should consider when you're interpreting and or inferring? The fifth point of thought is the concepts, and that is you want to explain them clearly to everybody. Use them with precision. What are the main distinctions you should draw from the reasonings through the problem, and also state them clearly as well to everybody. For the sixth point, you want to ask yourself how your assumptions are shaping your point of view, and are they justifiable? Ask yourself what you are assuming if you are taking it for granted, and ask yourself if you're assuming something that you really shouldn't, because sometimes that can happen. For our seventh one, implications and consequences. You want to look for negative and positive implications, and you want to consider all the possible consequences. You don't ever want to look at anything without ruling all the consequences out. And ask yourself what is likely to happen if you do this versus this. Because everything has a this versus that. And your eighth and final point is point of view. You want to first identify the point of view, and then you want to strive to be fair-minded whenever you evaluate your points of view, and then you want to ask yourself what exactly you're focused on in finding your point of view. To review all 8 points, we have the purpose, question at issue, information, interpretation and inference, concepts, assumptions, implications and concerns, and points of view.